Hey guys, this is Poohead189, and I know that I said I would do the next hot takes for the next video, and I know and the Yu Yu Hakusho Hot or Not is coming, and I also have other more informative videos coming out sometime soonish, probably next week, but I sort of got distracted today because I found out some pretty horrible news. Um, I love animals. I love animals quite a bit. I love my dogs. I've saved like maybe 40 dogs in my life. I'm the kind of guy when I plenty of times when I'm driving around town, if I see a dog that is off a leash or alone, I will, try to put that dog in my car and find out, where they live and call whatever numbers on the tag and, try to see how best I can help that dog. And I do it with other animals too. I saved that baby raccoon that was at the very end of my last hot takes video. I've saved, reptiles, mammals, various things. I'm the kind of guy that really, they were a bunch of fish that are washed up on shore on a pond I used to live by, and I would put them back in the pond while they were still alive just to make sure that they lit. Like, I'm not the kind of guy who just stands there and looks at it and be like, wonder what's going on. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to help them. Which I think people should be like. One of my biggest pet peeves, something I hate about modern people, is that they will look at something that is in need of help and do nothing. People do that all the time, like, oh, what a shame, and then that's it. Or not even ashamed, sometimes they're just curious. Like they're just curious that something is getting hurt. Like if there's a squirrel with a broken back, which I've found before, people will just be like, oh, and then they'll walk past it. And I'm thinking, I really just want to break your fucking neck. I can't handle it. But I'm saying all this because, I like animals a lot. I've loved them all my life. I almost went into zoology in school. And I worked at a dog kennel. And I've become acquaintances with the wildlife rehabilitators in my state. And sometimes this bleeds into YouTube, and sometimes I watch various YouTube videos with animals that which are, I don't know, I just like them. And there is this YouTuber that is attached to the Save a Fox Foundation, and they don't just save foxes; they save coyotes, they save cats and dogs if need be, and things like that. And I've watched their videos occasionally the last 5 years, I would say. And I just found out an hour ago that the woman who runs both the YouTube channel and the Save a Fox Foundation itself killed herself. Michaela. And that kind of hit me really hard. Because it had been maybe half a year since I had seen any of their videos, and they've posted videos since then. It's not like they just haven't posted anything, but it's been a hot second since I've looked at their stuff. And then I come across that as I'm scrolling social media for a split second, and that made me pretty sad. And then I went and I looked at the Save a Fox YouTube. And her husband posted an 11-minute video of him making a statement and crying and talking about what occurred. And You know, I've seen him in a few videos before, and you know, she had married him. He had a daughter. She sort of, I believe that the daughter, she didn't birth his daughter. I believe that you know, she married him and then sort of took on the role of his daughter's mother, his young daughter's mother, and she eventually started calling Michaela mommy. And I know all of the Foxes at Save a Fox Foundation loved her. And then her friends, or people who she once believed her friends, would talk about her behind her back. And there was a whole subreddit of people shit talking the Save a Fox Foundation and Michaela specifically. And, you know, she'd been dealing with mental illness all her life, and apparently 3 days ago it became too much, and she killed herself. And, you know, I don't even know why I'm making this video, because, you know, I could just sort of be sad quietly. But I also, you know, I was going to do the hot takes tonight. But I kind of don't feel like doing that right now. And I don't know, I guess I'm making this video to let you guys know that you should help animals when you can. You shouldn't harass anybody. You shouldn't be, you know, vicious to anyone. And I guess if I found out about any of the people on the subreddit and I met them IRL, I'd probably punch them in the face. Pretty hard. I'm pretty strong too, so it would hurt quite a bit. And I feel like, yeah, this kind of thing is very important to me. Animals, helping animals, and protecting those who do. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to vent a bit, I suppose. I guess that is the only thing I wanted to do. Because I'm not calling for anyone to go after them, but I felt like it. But I don't even know who it is. And I don't know if that's what Michaela would want. And yeah. So I guess the main thing I want to say is protect the environment, protect animals. Don't harass someone to the point of self-harm, because that would cause irreparable damage to many other people. I suppose something I can also say is, if you don't already support Save a Fox Foundation, go to their YouTube, look at a bunch of their videos. They're adorable. And you know, maybe support them if they're doing a fundraiser, because her husband is running things now that she's gone, and there's still a few other people working there, and they save animals from fur farms, and they save animals that are injured on the road, or from finding them if they're already injured. And it's one of the more important things that we should do in our society. I always think that, I'm not going to be very political, but like, in my worst moments, I'm a misanthrope, because almost everything that people care about is just things that affect themselves. And, you know, it's like with this whole, you know, bombing Iran deal, and people are talking about, you know, like, oh no, am I going to get drafted? Or, oh no, are we going to war? And stuff like this. And it's like, have you also not been paying attention to like all the dead kids the last few years? Now you care, right? And it's the same with any movement, right? Like, if you care about, like, let's say black rights, most people in it are black who care because it affects them. You don't see a lot of white people in that because it doesn't affect them. And it's the same with, women's rights, or hell, even like a white male thing. I'm not going to, say that like there's no backlash against white males, but like only white males care about, like people only care about what affects them. And even when other people join movements that don't affect them, they usually do it to impress somebody, or because they have friends that are that way. But it's not, it's still, it is, even if it doesn't affect them directly, it indirectly affects them, right? And that's the only thing that people care about. And helping animals is one of the purest forms of love, because one, a lot of the times they don't even understand what's going on, so there's no way they can reciprocate anything to you. So you're doing it out of just pure love and compassion, which is important, right? Like, compassion is one of the most important things ever. But people don't care. People never care. That's why I don't really put a lot of thought into like the class war, because people are always like, well, the rich exploit the poor, and that's true, and I'm more sympathetic to the poor, certainly, but I'm not a full blown communist, because like if the roles were reversed, the same things would be happening. Like if you gave a poor person $1 billion, they would do the same things that a billionaire does. People just really, they get caught up in their own thing, and they don't really care about anything else. I think I'm getting a little political here, but like Michaela was someone who really, really, really cared about things that did not affect her at all. And people were toxic enough to have her kill herself. And it's one more reason why I kind of like animals better than people. But, yeah. So, you should, I suppose, I know I've said this would be the final thing for like I've said it a bunch of times, but I guess I'm here to say that care about things that don't affect you. Help Save a Fox Foundation. And, make sure you don't cause the same problem to someone else. Okay, guys. I think that's everything for my thoughts in this video. Yeah, the next hot takes will be out in a day or two. I still need to voice it. I literally did this video instead of voicing it because I just found out about what happened to Michaela, so I want to talk about this instead. And then after I finish the hot takes, I will do the Yu Yu Hakusho Hot or Not. And I also want to like make a small video celebrating my 6K views, or not views, subscriptions, and and how to be a YouTuber. I want to make a video on that, and I also want to make a video recommending other YouTubers that I enjoy. But I wanted to get this out immediately because I guess it's, yeah. Okay, guys, have a good one. Thanks so much. See ya.